What's good, my powerful people? Back at y'all with another video. Now, before we hop into the video, make sure you drop a sub down below. Make sure you follow me on all my socials. Link is gonna be in the description. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Now, today we're gonna talk about why most men fail with women. This ain't even about simping. This is not even about simping. This is like after you probably went through a heartbreaker or a breakup, whatever. You done took the red pill, so now it's like you kind of accumulating some knowledge. You really understanding how the women work. But this is why you gotta have discernment. This is why I would say experience is the best teacher, because look at it like this. You can watch like red pill content and female nature content all you want to, like on YouTube, and then you may see some stuff on like TikTok and whatever the case may be. But experience is the best teacher, because first things first, a lot of this stuff is like entertainment, because I know especially on my page, everything that I be posting is not meant to be taken literal. And I mean, I understand to a certain extent that most people understand that, but certain people still be like trying to decipher, like, should I just be this overly toxic dude? And it's like, because it's like in this space, we tell you to get the farthest thing, become the farthest man away from being a nice guy, right? So men hear that, and then it's like, okay, so I'm not supposed to be a nice guy, so that means I'm supposed to be this ultimately toxic dude, this dude who basically don't even care about the woman. So it's like two different poles, but in reality, you gotta meet it in the middle. Because of course, as we all know, being this nice guy, being this yes man, this pushover type of guy, that's not gonna get you anywhere with women. But at the same time, being this overly toxic dude, this dude that does not care about women at all, you don't care about her feelings, you don't listen to her, you don't make her happy, none of this stuff. All you selfish, all you worried about is you, all you want is something on your shoulder, all you want is something that you can dig out. That's not gonna get you nowhere with women either. So you have to meet it in the middle. You have to have, I wouldn't say an emotional side, but you have to have a space within your well-being to the point where you make the woman feel good, where you know what I'm saying, where you be a gentleman. Not a nice guy, but a gentleman. You be a man. Be a gentleman. And then on the other aspect, you be a man. You stand for something, you have boundaries, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like you live for something, you have value, those types of things. So you meet it in the middle. You have to be I would say, for lack of a better term, I would say you have to have a soft spot. Not to the point where you venting and just going crazy and just like falling back to that version of yourself that you once were, but to the point where you meet it in the middle, right? Because a lot of men, because I just made a TikTok earlier about, because I made a TikTok, it was like being basically like this, where, okay, if a girl is in a relationship and all her relationships have been with toxic dudes who really, who like basically send her on emotional roller coasters and those types of things, so she wasn't dealing with any nice guys. The first nice guy or dude that's gonna like treat her right. So basically, when I say toxic, in the sense of like mistreating the woman, is like chaotic type of relationship, all type of problems. So she's emotionally attached because her emotions are all over the place. So it's like, looking from the outside looking in, it wouldn't be the best relationship for her to be in, but for some reason she stays with this guy for an extended period of time, even though she's got reason after reason to leave him, right? So okay, but when it comes to the extent that maybe she says she's done with these toxic dudes, and it's to the point where a gentleman, or I should say, comes into her life, and somebody that's going to actually treat her right comes into her life, she's going to misuse this man. And why is that? Because it's to the extent that, for first and foremost, she's used to nothing but toxicity in her life, and these types of men are her imprint. So she has an emotional and spiritual and physical connection to these types of men. So it's to the extent that if she doesn't heal herself first and foremost and learn about herself and what she will require out of a man, and becoming that version of herself as a woman, when a nice guy, or not even a nice guy, when a gentleman comes her way, basically you have the best of both worlds, right? When you meet it in the middle, right? You have aspects like provider characteristics. You have characteristics of a nice guy, but you have characteristics of this toxic man with the, you know what I'm saying? That type of understanding. So it's like when you meet it in the middle, when you're dealing with a woman who's only used to toxic dudes, she gonna mistreat you, because that's all she used to. That's what she imprinted in. That's what she rooted in. So that's all she gonna want. So it's to the extent that this is why I say you cannot save a woman, because if that's all she's used to, you being the best version of yourself, you being a gentleman, you knowing everything, and you knowing that you can treat this woman correctly, if she don't have that type of understanding, then she's not ready for that within her own mentality and well-being and energy, there's nothing that you can do. So this is why men mess up, because they feel as if, okay, I've built myself up enough, and I feel as if I've seen the pain that this woman has been through in her past relationships. I feel as if I want to pull her away from that. I want to take her away from that and show her something different. And in reality, there's nothing wrong with it, with having that type of mindset, but you got to also understand that that's not possible if she's not on the same type of timing as you. Because if she on the same type of timing as you, she's done her healing and she's trying to let go of this toxic type of lifestyle because she sees that it's not beneficial at all, and y'all want to come together and grow for the better, then it'll work. But 9 times out of 10, it's either going to be one-sided, or y'all both ain't going to know what y'all really just doing. Y'all both ain't going to have no type of foundation. So it comes to the extent that you have to first and foremost have the understanding that you cannot just be this overly nice guy simp, man, because you're going to always get stepped on. You're going to always be a yes man. You're going to always be a pushover. You're going to always pedestalize women. But at the same time, you cannot just be this man that's just toxic, that just don't care, that's just ruthless, that, you know, no emotion, no feelings, no nothing, because that's not going to get you nowhere either when you meet it in the middle. But that's why, back on point with what I was saying, you can't change her. She has to be willing to understand it. That's why, because, and I got a comment on the video and he was like, well, how do you act toxic? And I'm like, it's not an act. And this is why I said in the beginning of the video, experience is the best teacher. Because every woman is not going to be the same. They all are emotion-based and things of that nature, and the female nature is present within all of them, but it's not going to be expressed the same way within every woman. So you have to have the understanding that experience is the best teacher. I can't tell you how to run a relationship. I can't tell you how to run your relationship. Experience is the best teacher. You see through trial and error. You see through the course of your relationship, the course of the women that you've been dealing with, that being a nice guy ain't gonna get you nowhere. But also maybe if you've gone to the other extent, because I can speak on both perspectives. I already know that this, you know, this nice guy type of activity, that didn't get me nowhere. That had me crying, sliding down the wall. But I also understand that this overly nonchalant, I don't care about anything type of mentality, that type of persona, that don't get you nowhere either when you're dealing with a woman. So it's to the extent that when you meet it in the middle, that's when, and then the woman is on the same type of time, and that's when you gonna really experience a beneficial partnership, a beneficial relationship. You see what I'm saying? But it's to the extent that you have to build yourself up first and foremost, because dudes be like, okay, I'm not supposed to be this nice guy, so I'm gonna be this overly toxic dude, and she ain't gonna never leave me alone. When in reality, bro, that you still setting yourself back, because that's why I say you gotta have discernment. That's why I say you gotta listen to these things and apply what resonates with you, because a lot of content creators, they're not gonna say it, but indirectly they know that everything that they saying is not literal, meant to be taken literal. Everything is, or certain things that they say is entertainment. They're not gonna say it every video, or they may not say it at all. But that's up to you to have that discernment to understand that, okay, that's beneficial, or okay, maybe he said this, and maybe I can do it out there, because everything's not supposed to be taken literally. Experience is the best teacher. You got to go through trial and error. You can't just listen to one video and be like, this is how I'm gonna live my life, this is how I'm gonna dictate my relationships based upon the understanding of somebody else, because they reach that understanding through experiences within their own life. So that's why you have to go inside of yourself. That's why you have to get out in the field, because nobody can tell you how to run your own relationship. We can tell you the gist of things, the basis, and how these type of things don't work, or these type of things will work, because of just understanding the women as a whole. But when it comes down to individuality, experience is gonna be the best teacher. That's why I say, bro, look, you gotta have the best of both worlds. That's why you gotta have someone to ask for. That's why I say intention behind everything. Because when you want to just be a toxic dude just to say a toxic dude, that's just why I say you'll just be leaving her on red for no reason and not doing anything, as opposed to having the understanding, and it's to the extent that you're actually busy, so it's like you can't text her back. That's the type of person you want to be. Not just try and run all this game and do all this manipulation tactics just because you watched the video and it said that that's what works. No, it has to be intention behind it. Don't just be doing stuff just to be doing stuff, because that's gonna set you back when you ain't got no intentions. You're failing with women because it's like this. Okay, you're not a nice guy no more, but now it's like you're in the middle, you don't know what to do. Okay, I've been a nice guy my whole life. Now that I understand that that's not gonna get me anywhere, how am I supposed to treat women? How am I supposed to act with women? And then it's like, okay, you may come across the red pill, you may come across some type of content on the media, and it's showing, and it may be to the extent that it's just like blown up out of proportion, because you got to understand social media is fake. Social media is for entertainment purposes. So it's to the extent that certain things may be taken out of context in order to, I wouldn't say benefit the content creator, but in a certain sense, it would benefit the content creator. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying is you got to have the discernment. You got to be able to decipher what's beneficial, what'll work for you and what won't work for you. Because everything that I'm saying, everything that I say will work, may not necessarily work for you. I'm saying it based upon my own experiences. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody can't speak for the majority. Because everybody don't live the same life. We're not interacting with the same women. That's why I say experience is the best teacher. You don't want to just be soaking up all this game, and then you thinking that this is right, then you apply it, you're applying it in the wrong way. Or it's just like you just want to watch videos all day. Then when it comes to applying it or using it in person with a woman, you don't know what to do. Because it's to the point where you just soaking up game all day, but you're not in the field actually applying it. It's to the point where it's like this. You have to be willing to just understand experience is the best teacher. You know that you're not supposed to be a nice guy, so have the best of both worlds. It's been rooted in you the whole time. You just got to understand too much of anything. It's not to the extent that nice guys finish. Yes, they do finish last. Let me not say that. Yes, they do finish last, but it's like this. There are certain qualities within the nice guy that you still need to have within your well-being, but it's to the extent that it's not supposed to be overly used. That's when the nice guys finish last, because that's all that they have to offer is these nice guy characteristics and qualities. But when you combine them with things that will be considered toxic masculinity and these type of toxic qualities, whatever the case may be, understanding the woman's emotions and how to manipulate them and how to basically play with her emotions a little bit and how to leave her in her red and falling back a little bit so she can chase you and those types of things. Basically just understanding the game and knowing how to apply it. But you have to have that understanding too, that you can't just be that type of guy 100%. You have to be able to have some provider, nice guy type of characteristics, but it has to be met in the middle. This is what people don't understand. People be like, okay, I'm not supposed to be a nice guy, so I have to jump and be this super toxic dude. No. You got to meet stuff in the middle, and experience is the best teacher, because you may interact with a woman. That's why I said earlier, it all predicates upon who you are as a man and who you're attracting, who you're dealing with. Because certain women, if you this man with this understanding, you got the best of both worlds, but she only used to using nice guys and manipulating nice guys and stuff like that. You don't need to deal with her because she ain't evolved yet. She's not on your type of time, and she's beneath you. She just want to try and control weak men who like understanding. So let her do that. But also to the extent that if she only dealt with chaotic dudes that just who don't care about her, who don't show any type of signs of emotion, who just want to basically destroy her emotionally, you let her only deal with those type of dudes because she hasn't done her extensive healing yet. So this is why I say self-improve first. When you acquire the understanding and the knowledge, you have to apply it physically in your external reality. Then you're going to attract the women that understand. Because when you got the understanding, because I'm telling you, bro, biggest nice guy, I was the biggest nice guy ever, like in middle school and beginning of high school and stuff like that. Biggest nice guy ever. But I was always this nonchalant type of guy. So it's kind of to a certain extent where I almost had the best of both worlds. But it's just that this nice guy outweighed the nonchalantness within me. But then it's like, okay, through heartbreak and taking the red pill and soaking up the game, I understood that nice guy's gonna finish last. So then it's like, I released from all that type of stuff. I associated like the smallest of things with just simping, right? So it's to the extent where I was just the biggest nonchalant type of dude. Not saying that I was just the most toxic dude out of here, but it's just like emotions cut off. If you watch Vampire Diaries, you already know, like when they cut their emotions off, all hell is breaking loose. So that's kind of what it was like. When you cutting your emotions off to the extent that you can't really just connect it's a barrier, it's a wall set up to the connectivity within you and the woman that you're dealing with. So it's like, you have to be able, that's why I say you have to be able to express your emotions. You have to be able to be emotionally mature, because it's a certain barrier that needs to be released, because now it's like you in the middle. It's like, okay, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know how to treat women, because this ain't being nice ain't working, but being toxic ain't working either. That's why you combine the two. You got to meet those things in the middle, because too much of anything is a bad thing. So when you're doing too much of this, it's not gonna work for you. When you're doing too much of that, it's not gonna work for you. This is what men don't understand. They soaking up on all this red pill game, and they just feel like, I gotta be toxic. When in reality, bro, that's doing you a disservice, because there's only a certain amount of women that's gonna work on just all this toxic stuff, all this toxic game. You know what I'm saying? So it's to the extent that you got to take it a step further and really understand it, what works, what doesn't work. Because when you're dealing with women, everything's not gonna be the same. So when you evolving yourself enough, when you got the best of both worlds down pat, you know what I'm saying? You got your toxic characteristics, but you got your gentleman type of characteristics as well. So it's like you are a well-rounded individual. It's to the point where you purpose-driven and you're not pedestalizing women and simping and all that other stuff. But it's to the extent that, bro, you know how to treat the woman. That's basically what I'm saying. You're not a simp, but you know how to treat a woman. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's getting down to. You're not a simp, but you know how to treat a woman. You not no toxic, not caring, nonchalant type of dude, but you not no pushover either. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of man that you're trying to be, because that toxic stuff, bro, it's only gonna get you so far, and it only works with certain women. If you ask me, them not the women that you want to be dealing with, because they're only looking for a certain type of dude. That's why when you meet it in the middle, that shows the evolution phase. That shows that, okay, you've applied the game. You've been through the rough patches when you was a nice guy, and you've been through the coming upon the red pill, coming upon the knowledge, to the point where now you can apply it and understand it and improve yourself as a man, and improve your well-being, improve your mindset, improve how you interacting with the women. Now it's to the extent that, bro, you attracting high quality women who not on all this toxic BS, who just looking for chaotic relationships, but also you're not dealing with women who just want to step over nice guys. You're dealing with women who are on your type of timing because you've applied the game. You see the results, you see the benefits, you have discernment, so you understand that everything that you hear is not to be accepted. Just because it's coming from a content creator, a red pill content creator, does not mean that you just listen to everything they say and apply everything that they're saying as if they're speaking from a divine book or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta have that type of understanding and apply that type of game. This is why y'all don't understand. You gotta meet things in the middle. People want to jump so far away from being a nice guy when there's certain qualities within the nice guy that you still need as to be a well-rounded individual. It's just that it's not too much of it. Same thing with the toxic side. You have to have those aspects as well, just not 100% of it. It's like you want to meet it in the middle. It's all about the balance. It's all about finding the middle way. And how do you find the middle way? Experience. Experience is the best teacher. Getting out in the field, bro, interacting with different women, applying the game, applying what resonates with you, being in the field. That's all you got to do. You just got to understand it like this, bro. The more you improve, the quality of women that you're attracting are going to improve. So it's to the extent that it's like this. Once you put the work in, bro, it's going to show with the women that you're attracting. When you putting in the work, when your life is improving, the women that you're attracting are going to be on a higher level. They're going to be on a higher caliber. And they're going to accept you for you. They're going to understand you. So the bond that y'all are going to be able to create is going to be something that's better and more beneficial to the both of y'all, so y'all can actually sustain. Not something that's toxic and chaotic, and it's just the point that it's not going to go nowhere. Not to the point where it's just nice guy, you getting stepped on and it's not gonna go nowhere, but it's to the extent that you meet it in the middle, the best of both worlds, so you can really just sustain something that's peaceful and beneficial to the both of y'all. You see what I'm saying? So meet the things in the middle, bro. Don't OD on the red pill to the point where you become this toxic robotic machine and then you just push every woman away because there's no type of emotional connection between the two of y'all. And also, don't be this super nice guy. Get out of this blue pill state to the point where women just step over you and don't respect you because you have nothing to offer. You have no type of masculinity within you. Meet it in the middle, become the best version of yourself. Whatever you want to call a high value man, red pill man, whatever you want to call. I'm not putting no label on it. Just becoming the best version of yourself. Having a certain understanding and mindset. Not accepting this BS. Not accepting these women that just want toxic life, the toxic lifestyle. Stop dealing with them. And then you already know you're not going to be attracted to women that's just pushing over and running over nice guys, because that's not you. So therefore, what I'm saying is, the better you get in life, the better you apply the game, the more that you self-improve on a day-to-day basis, the same thing going to be with the women, bro. And it's just, you have to have the understanding of, look, experience is the best teacher. I'm not finna sit up here and tell you how to run your relationship. It's your relationship. I'm not finna tell you what to do within the midst of your relationship. I'm speaking on experience based upon what I've been through, based upon what I feel like works and what don't work, and certain things that you can apply to your life that'll enhance your game with women. You see what I'm saying? But it's like you got to meet everything in the middle. You got to have discernment. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is to it. So when you apply this and have this type of understanding, it's going to set you so far above, because most people get into this space where they OD on the red pill, they OD on this female nature content, they OD on this toxic content, and they become basically almost like an incel to the point where they just hate women. They ain't got no emotions towards women. They just want to use women. They just want to use women. They just want to dig them out and they just kick them to the curb, and they don't want anything sustainable, right? You don't want to become that type of guy, because that's not going to get you nowhere. That's going to set you right back to point A. That's basically being a nice guy just on the opposite side of the spectrum, because you still ain't really getting what you want out of women. You see what I'm saying? You're going to attract them, you can pull them, you can dig them out, but at the end of the day, bro, how many women is going to be enough? So it's like you're filling a void until the point where it's like, okay, you got to get out of that ODing on the red pills type of state to the point where you just evolve out of that. And experience is the best teacher. So you just have to be willing to work with yourself. You just have to be willing to go through trial and error. You're not going to be perfect. You're not just going to riz a woman down, you know what I'm saying, mack a woman down your first try and stuff like that. But it's like, the more you do it, the more you apply the game, the more you just have your eye contact, the more you just lower the tone of your voice, the more you become a charismatic individual, the more you stop pedestalizing, the more you actually be in tune with your emotions, feel and express your emotions, the better your connections with women is gonna be. Don't be this overly nice guy simp, and don't be this OD red pill toxic robot. You see what I'm saying? Meet it in the middle, bro, and you gonna experience the best results with women. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.